Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of The OK Show. I'm your host, Lucy Hazelwood. Now we are going to be your local go-to for all things arts, events and culture. And talking about culture, here's our musical guest, Erik Chirkoff. We'll be hearing more from him throughout the show. Now, new year, new show, new you. We are going to be helping with men's mental health, figuring out your finances, and seeing if we can shave off some of those sugar cookies after the holidays. All that coming up on The OK Show.
Now, much like the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future that were visited by Scrooge, we also need to face the ghosts of our financial past, present, and future. And Katrina, you're here to help us with that. So Katrina, can you tell us a little bit about how to help with our past? How do we get out of debt faster?
Well, certainly there's different ways we can look at doing that. A really good strategy is to make minimum payments on all of your debts except one. Choose one, the highest interest rate debt, and just put any and all extra payments you can toward that debt until it's paid out. Then move on to the next one, and so on and so forth until these are paid off. The snowball effect.
The snowball effect. So once we start paying down the debt, it just goes downhill from there, and it's great.
That's right.
Okay, and what are some warning signs before we're completely in over our heads that you can tell us, okay, we're in financial trouble, we need to get some help?
Yeah, there's many different signs. One certainly is living in your overdraft. You just get paid and you're still in the overdraft. Or stress. You're up at night thinking about how am I going to make that next payment? What can I do? And you're worrying, and that's definitely a concern. Using credit to pay bills or using credit to pay credit, paying just enough on your credit card so that you can reuse it. These are all signs of potential problems, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So more of the stress part as well.
Yeah, certainly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what would you say are some present budgeting strategies that we can use?
Well, a budget in itself is a strategy. Certainly make sure that you go through it carefully, make it real, make it doable, sustainable. Plan for not just your monthly expenses, but your annual and seasonal expenses. Christmas is a good example. So if look at what you spent this Christmas and plan for that for next year by saving now. A savings account, you can have numerous savings accounts, or typically a no charge at the bank or credit union. So you can start saving now. $50 a month is $600 in a year. So numerous savings accounts is a great budgeting strategy.
Numerous savings accounts.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And as far as the future, is there any kind of future planning that we all should be aware of?
Well, we're all going to retire one day. I mean, that's one thing that we can look at. A lot of us will have children going to university, different things like that you want to be prepared for now. That's something that's hard to plan for in 1 year. So the sooner you start, the better. Start saving now. You can talk with your financial advisor about maybe setting up a long-term savings plan for those particular financial goals. Figure out what they are, how much do you need, and what do you need to do now to be ready for that in 5 or 10 years or more.
So getting specific about what you really want, setting a goal, planning for it, and just doing it, basically.
Yeah.
Are there any small changes that you would say, small shifts in your clients that have made a huge impact in their financial lives and ultimately their lives?
As far as budgeting, you can look at, once you start tracking expenses, that's a good way of doing it. You can see what it is that you're actually spending. Is it necessary? Make adjustments in your budget. Some folks have gone from, just picking up groceries every day on the way home to actually setting a specific amount they spend on a specific day with a list. Some folks have gone so far as to downsizing from a 2-car family to a 1-car family. Oh. That typically saves $9,000 a year.
Well, that makes a huge difference in the life of a family for sure. Yeah. What was the website that you have
mymoneycoach.ca. That's our educational website at Credit Counseling Society, and everything that you and I have talked about, it's all on there. There's free downloads of budgeting Excel sheets, there's financial calculators to help you figure out what you need to do to plan for these financial goals. There's just numerous tools and resources in there, yeah, lots of good stuff.
Great, great. Thank you so much for joining us, Katrina. We appreciate this so much and all of your wonderful financial tips. We are going next to our musical guest, Erik Chirkoff.
I've told you that I don't get scared. For tonight, just let's pretend that I feel like a little kid in a dark room. Let's pretend I don't wanna be leaving soon. 'Cause I'm scared I'll go away and you'll just forget my name. Find someone else to fill the space. Scared to say what's on my mind, but if you ask I'd never lie. I'd stay forever a million times. I'm scared of being the way you see. Distance has never ended well for me. Oh, your promise is burnt in my memory. Sometimes I wish we were already 70. I wanna sit up at a beach house with you. I wanna watch our faces form these wrinkles with you. I wanna play around at golf at 9 a.m. and go home and watch the news and have a nap about 2. I wanna have a couple beautiful children. We'll teach them how to work hard and love the life they've been given. We'll show them that no dream is too large. Go be who you are, don't be scared to be different. Both got dreams and we both got goals. I'm just glad we got each other to show how they unfold now. If I've got you, then wherever I go, we go. So let's go, I promise I won't let go, no matter where this ever takes us. It's a dream that I don't ever wanna wake up. I know I gotta hit the road soon, but I don't wanna if you're not there too. No, I don't wanna if you're not there too. I want you to see the crowds, you to see the smiles, you to see the people yelling loud, and you to feel proud. I wanna show you that, like, baby, look, we made it now. Then look into your eyes and tell you that I couldn't have without you. Sometimes I wish we could be 70 so we could share every single memory. I swear that loving you's my destiny. I'm happy when you're next to me. I finally found my remedy. You are the one who's meant for me. 'Cause I'm scared I'll go away and you'll just forget my name. Find someone else to fill the space. Scared to say what's on my mind, but if you ask I'd never lie. I'd stay forever a million times. I'm scared of being the way you see. A distance has never ended well for me. Yeah. Your promise is burnt in my memory. Sometimes I wish we were already 70. Wish we were already 70. Wish we were already 70.
That was tremendous, and that's an original song, yes?
That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome. Come out here. Let me just I'm gonna bend your ear for a moment. So you just recently finished a super successful stint with New Vintage Rock of Ages as a lead. How was that?
Incredible. One of the best shows I've ever been a part of.
So musical theater, okay,
Yeah.
but prior to that, you were on tour with Vernon's Tyler Sky, who's a hip hop artist. So how does that happen? Someone goes from hip hop to musical theater.
I guess like entertainment's just a mesh for me in itself, you know, because I'm a singer, a songwriter, an actor, a musical theater performer, and, you know, a guy who went on tour with him. It all just kind of works itself together in my life.
So it's just a natural progression to go from one to the next.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of performing is performance to me. So Tyler and I went on tour. We put ourselves on tour personally, like we paid for it and everything, and went all the way up to his hometown in Houston, BC, and packed out this coffee house, and then
went all the way to Victoria and just kind of went all over BC. I had to miss a few rehearsals for Rock of Ages when we did that, which...
I'm sure they forgave you though,
Yeah,
considering
no,
you're
totally.
trying to get your music out there, and that's a huge undertaking to kind of just get out there and be on the road like that.
Yeah.
So how has it been on tour, and what are your plans in the future? Are
heck.
you going to go back?
I want to do it again. On the 25th, we have a show in Whistler at the Beacon that we're playing a day after my birthday. So we're still doing work together. We're hoping maybe to do an album, another
So we
one.
should stay tuned and check those things out.
Yes,
and maybe
absolutely.
there'll be an album coming to you soon. And up next, we have Elana, who will be discussing some neat photography projects benefiting men's mental health. Over to you.
Great, thank you, Lucy. I'm here with Michelle Behr, who is from OkanaganPhotography.ca. She has a wonderful men's mental health project that she's been working on. Welcome, Michelle.
Hello.
So your project is called Men's Voices.
Yes.
And so it is a coffee table book, and you're going to also be having a gala event.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about those two elements of this project?
Yeah, January 18th, 2018, we're having a big gala release in honor of Men's Voices, a book that I've written through Okanagan Photography featuring 13 men and their stories. I photographed each of them and, talked to them about some of the joys and some of the trials that they've been through, and asked them stories about how they made it through the darkest times in their lives, and used these inspirations to dictate the stories throughout the book. And we're hoping to sell this coffee table book to raise funds in the community for men's mental health through CMHA and through Foundry Kelowna.
That's wonderful.
Thank
so
you.
how did this project first come about? What inspired it for you?
I used to be a marriage counselor back in the day, and I noticed that a lot of men had trouble expressing their emotions verbally, that a lot of them were a lot more visual and just didn't have the same language that women had for emotions and for coping with whatever they were going through. And that's when I sort of got into photography and therapy as a joint practice to use visual arts to help people, specifically men, express themselves.
What do you think right now is sort of, for you, pulling you towards men's mental health in particular and their stories at this point in time?
I see a service gap in Kelowna. I don't think there's a lot of services aimed specifically towards helping men. The 13 men that I interviewed each said that they felt a large sense of isolation when they were going through whatever it was that they were going through. And I just think it would help the community at large and women by proxy if we were helping the men closest to us.
Absolutely, yeah. So how did you find the participants for this book, or did they find you?
I approached some people personally. I put it out on Facebook. I was looking for people who had sort of gotten through the mud of their hardest times and blossomed, and who were talking about, how they did it and how they got through it. At first I was going to do a book on men's issues, sort of that common photography project that you see where people are representing depression and anxiety and OCD and schizophrenia. But I've always been wary of the idea of just building awareness of a thing without actually doing something to help it. And I thought going a little bit further and looking at what helped them through these hard times would be something that could inspire other young boys and growing men to find their own way through difficult times. I really got inspired a couple of years ago when two of my close friends had brothers who committed suicide on the same day. And I started feeling really sad and really depressed by what was sort of the beginning of an epidemic in culture and celebrity culture too. We've seen a lot of suicides in the last few years publicly. And I guess sort of the trained counselor in me stepped back up and felt like I need to do something. I could wallow in the sadness of this and just feel, everything crumbling, or I can do something to help prevent this from happening again. I have 2 young sons. I've seen mental health issues in my closest friends and family, and I really strongly believe it's something that can be helped. It's something that can not be fixed, but helped.
Sure. And so when you were taking these photos, what was the process like for you? Was it sort of standard across the board, or was every man's voice different for you?
I think it's kind of my standard photography process, which is very different from my standard psychology process. It's like just jump in and see what you find.
Yeah.
I honestly just got together with every guy and just saw where the shoots led me. I very rarely plan a thing to death. I'm very intuitive, and I just like to show up and sort of get what I get.
Right, work kind of organically with everyone.
Completely
to sort of
organically, with
see
just
where
what
they're-
unfolds.
Yeah.
I really wanted in this project to emphasize their voices, so it wasn't about me sort of putting meaning into something, but rather them telling me who they are and expressing what they wanted to express about their own journeys.
And so this is the coffee table book that you've put
Yes.
together. And then can you tell us a little bit about what people can expect at the gala event that you're
The
hosting?
gala event is going to be amazing, and the community support has just been mind-blowing, outstanding. We have Windmills, a local musician. He's a fantastic artist. He's going to be headlining the evening, playing the gala. We have a 3-part fashion show installment hosted by Behr. We have Big Rock Brewery and Desert Wines as sponsors, Bliss Tea Kombucha, Beats and Booze Catering. We have sponsorship all over the place to throw a fun-filled, action-packed evening.
Awesome. Well, where can people go to buy tickets or to find more information about this project?
www.okanaganphotography.ca under Men's Voices.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about this amazing project. The OK Show is going to be back with some fitness tips right after this.
And here we're joined with Neil Brock from the downtown YMCA. And I believe you're going to be teaching us some fitness tips to get us ready to go after the holiday season.
Yeah, I've got some moves you guys can do at home just after the feast that you have over the Christmas break. Work off some of those pounds and just something you can do at home so you don't have to go and brave the cold or do any of those outdoor activities.
I like this, but wait, there's 2 chairs here. I need someone to help me. Erik! Erik, come on in here. You might want to take off your jacket. We're gonna
Lose the jacket, yeah.
he dressed for this specially.
I can see that.
Okay, so if you want to walk us through this, and I'm ready to get my fitness on.
Okay, perfect. So the first thing I'm going to start with is just going to be some squats, a little bit of movement. So the first thing you want to do, now your feet together, take 1 step wide on one side, and you're going to sit back in your seat. Some things you want to think about, core tight on this one, and sitting back, and not letting your knees drive over your toes. And then step into the other side, and that little step is going to activate your glutes more and more.
I feel it.
How those rips doing?
Holes we can put in his jeans.
Yeah.
Working our way through. Nice and low. So the idea is to get your legs parallel to the ground. So your your thighs, want them to be parallel to the floor.
So no turnout.
No turnout, no.
Jeez, okay.
So that's move number 1.
Okay.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, the next thing we're gonna be doing, I'm gonna use the chair just for balance. So if you're at home and you're worried about your balance on this one, using a chair is a great option. So first thing you're gonna be doing, you wanna keep a straight line from your head to the bottom of your feet. So you're gonna be just hinging forward at the hips, keeping that leg straight, and then coming back to center. Hinging forward, and back to center. Sorry, not kicking you in the face.
No, no.
If you want to be adventurous and try without the chair, great. A little bit more balance, a little bit more yogi, but leaning forward.
Whoa.
And again, coming back to center. Okay, well, you guys try that?
Sure. So I'm trying to
Go
take
on
the
this
chair.
side.
So I'm keeping a straight line, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Is my foot pointed, flexed? Does it matter?
You can have it flex down pointing towards the floor. So there's a
Okay.
couple more here. So just making sure that
looks
you're
so
feeling
easy.
your glutes flex to the top. Perfect. Looks good.
Woo.
Nice work.
Is my form even close?
It's perfect.
I definitely feel more stable having the chair there. So the nice thing about these moves is they're sort of accessible to everyone because it's not just about being that ultimate yogi in the
Yeah,
center,
exactly.
right? I can use things that I have at home. And what about the Y itself? That's an accessible place, right, too?
Yeah, definitely. We have programs for people that are elderly folks. We have personal trainers if you're a triathlete, if you want to try something new, or if you want some to push your limits. And then we also have accessibility for people with disabilities, even financially accessible. So we have programs that allow people that maybe can't generally afford a gym to come in and use our facilities for a discounted rate.
That's awesome. Yeah, most people don't realize this. The Y is actually a charity too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's it's nice to kind of be supporting not only local but beyond the community as well.
Yeah, it's an all-inclusive membership. So when you're using your membership, you're actually helping people that can't generally get one.
That's
So-
awesome. And that was a really nice break from that exercise. Okay, so what's next?
Okay, the next one is going to be a little tricky. So we're going to have knees bent, and you're again going to hinge at your hips, so coming forward. And what we're going to be doing is making a T with our arms.
Sure.
T. The next one we're going to be making a Y, like the YMCA, coming up forward. And then the next one is I in front. So if you're in a desk and and you're doing lots of work hunched over, this is a great exercise to make sure you're pulling those shoulders back. So at the end, Y, and then going up to I. Perfect. One more here, just to really test to make sure you guys.
But this one would be squatted and not, could you do this sitting down too?
You can do this sitting down as well, yeah. So if you wanted to sit in a chair, if you find that that's after the squat leg burner and you need a little break, the chair is a good option for that. Really cool. And that one, you don't need a ton of weight too, and that's the great thing. If you want to hold soup cans, that's something you can do. Lots of things you can use at home to add to your workout.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Bring it on.
You guys still look great. So the next one I'm going to show you is sort of the run-of-the-mill push-up, with a little bit of a change, a little bit of a modification. So using a chair at home, this decreases the angle between you and how far you got to go down. So coming out nice and wide and pushing up. What I really want to see is your core is tight, so you keep that nice plank through your body, and then your elbows are going to flare out to 90 degrees and come back up. So this is kind of a progression as you work lower and lower to getting to the floor to doing a normal push-up.
Okay.
And the higher you go, the easier it is. So then you can sort of progress if your chair is higher or if you have the counter, working your way down to the floor.
So if it were high, so potentially I could do this against a wall.
Right. Making it the
Decrease.
easiest, yes, pushing us the wall.
I'm just thinking other people might want less impact. Okay, I wish I'd worn a
Also
baggier
a great
t-shirt.
Should we go for it?
And a dance move. And a dance move. I wish I'd worn a baggier t-shirt because you're like, okay.
How many are we gonna do?
What?
Well, I think it's a
One.
competition.
I
See
feel
how
like
many you guys can get going here.
I don't believe I signed up
Keep the
for
core
this.
tight, right?
Core tight,
Okay.
just like you're doing a plank, and pushing up.
How long do we hold it at the
Nice
bottom?
work. So generally you want to do 2 seconds down, 1 second at the bottom, and 1 second up.
Or how many you can actually just
Or
do.
how many you can pull off.
I'm dying.
Looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah, looks really good. That's great. Supervising is important. And just making sure that your health and safety is first.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was looking
I
out for
thought
this.
that's why he was here.
I've got one last exercise for you guys. This is going to be more of a core exercise.
Okay.
Also stability through your shoulders. So same position, you're going to be holding onto the chair. And what you're going to be doing is driving your knees across your body. And that's going to activate your core. And also that movement is going to force your shoulders to stay stable.
Now that's a wicked dance move.
Yeah.
And
So you guys
Actually,
should try that.
That is a move that was in Rock of Ages.
there you go. There you go. Okay, so pushing out.
Yeah.
So still in that plank.
Yeah.
And then you twisting.
Yeah, coming across. Perfect. And that nice slow controlled movement's what's going to activate your core. So nice and slow. And also this chair's a little wobbly, so I don't want you to face plant.
Sure, it's the chair that's wobbly. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I'm trying to give you excuses.
Breathe it. I'm just gonna enjoy the chair.
Perfect. And those are 5 moves you can do
Enjoy
at
it.
home.
Keep going. I love this.
All night. Those are 5 moves you
great.
can do at home just to kind of burn off some of those calories, those extra things from all the festive dinners you've had. So.
Yeah, the winter padding.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming in today, Neil.
Anytime.
I really appreciate it
Yeah.
and taking your time. And if you want to find out more about those programs, you can check out the website, and then we'll be right back after the break. And now it's time for our community calendar and all the awesome things coming up in the Valley. Ancestry Meetup takes place every Thursday at the Downtown Library. The ORL provides laptops connected to Ancestry and one-on-one guidance to discover your family history. No pre-registration and no fee, just bring your enthusiasm. More info online. The Vernon Winter Carnival begins on February 2nd and goes through to February 11th. Take in events like the 2018 BC Snow Sculpture Competition, the Mother-Daughter Tea in Wonderland, and the 58th Annual Vernon Winter Carnival Parade. Details available at vernonwintercarnival.com. On Tuesday, February 6th, you can watch Arsenic and Old Lace at the Penticton Public Library. This film is rated PG, and you're encouraged to bring a bowl for popcorn to this free event. Event starts at 6 p.m. Check out their website to find out more. Thank you so much for watching the pilot episode of our OK Show. Now, if you'd like to participate in the program, either in front of or behind the cameras, you can email us at showtv.okanagan@sjrb.ca. I've been your host, Lucy Hazelwood, and we'll see you next time.